Hey guys, 7WB Rocks here. Thank you so much for joining me on episode 41 of Saturday Night's Kickout. Now, what was I going to start off with? I don't know if I want to go in one direction or not, but I don't know. Thank you so much for joining. And basically, we're at, or my goal was to go to 300 subscribers by the end of the summer. We're at 278, I believe, maybe 279. But basically what I'm getting at is spread the word of the channel. I really want to get to 300, and I just love talking wrestling. You guys know that. I love making this show. Also, since I think I was getting a few new subscribers, and I really don't talk about what this show is really about at the intro. I just go on into it like I'm assuming that you guys know. But any new subscribers, basically I just talk about all wrestling that happened the past week. I don't know if I'm not really going to hit on Ring of Honor only because it was a good episode. I really enjoyed the first episode on Destination America. Now I'm finally able to watch it without their website. I could always go on their website and watch it, but it's on TV Destination America, and that's when I'll watch it. I always forget about the computer, or just something comes up that their website shows the episode. So basically now it's on TV. It was great to watch it, but it wasn't the most not much really happened. There were some really good matches, but it wasn't storylines driven. So really, I might talk a little about the end, but I'm going to get into it a little more. But basically, if I don't really hit on the Ring of Honor episode, that's why. It was a great episode nonetheless. I really did enjoy it, and I can't wait for more. I know they have a lot better episodes coming in the future, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, last 300 subscribers, that's a goal. I really want to hit it, and hopefully fast. So please spread the word of this channel. Tell your friends and stuff. I'd really appreciate it. But let's get right into it. So before we get into Raw and all that stuff and, the regular deal, last week was Elimination Chamber. So I'm not going to hit into everything in great detail. I'm only going to talk about a few matches because I want to talk about what was important. Now, first, I'm going to go in the Elimination Chamber matches. The tag team one, they were sloppy, but it was, chaotic, and I think that's what they were going for with, 13 guys, including El Torito. New Day was all in there, all 3 guys. 13 guys in there, so it was very chaotic and a lot of stuff happening. Kalisto's whole spots, it was cool how he, I guess how he kept climbing up. Sometimes it got kind of annoying. It was like, okay, you already did something, it ain't that great. No, not really. But when he got his foot caught in the whole thing and that, I didn't know what he was going for. He sat on the pod for a good time in that match, so I was just like, what's happening? So it was all right. It was chaotic. I liked it a lot better than a lot of other people did. A lot of people were saying how it was garbage and horrible booking and stuff. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't think I was getting some technical bout where it was going to be, near fall after near fall, the greatest thing ever. I just knew it was going to be chaotic, and they were going to be doing just, a bunch of random stuff. So I was disappointed that Rowan and Harper weren't in it. Los Matadores were literally in it just so El Torito could have done his opening spot where he jumped off the pod. That is legit what they were in there to do for, which kind of sucks. So I think Harper and Rowan should have been in it, but what can you do? The next Elimination Chamber match was for the IC title belt, where it was, I think, right after the Owens match. There might have been another match after it or something, but after the Owens and Cena match, it was kind of hard to follow that, and they did their best. They were really trying, and it was just really slow and kind of boring. But Ryback got their surprise win. I thought it was a big surprise win, and because I thought for sure Sheamus was going to win it, but they gave it to Ryback. Good for him. The guy's been working hard for it. Finally got his singles championship, so my hat's off to him. And yeah, it wasn't the best Elimination Chamber match by far. I would say the tag team one was better, but that's just me. So moving on, Owens versus Cena. The title of the video, Win Owens Win. Basically, Owens winning was really, I've already said a lot about it. I think I made a video about it, maybe either that or I was on one of my friends' channel talking in a hangout. But winning clean, that was amazing. I was so happy for Owens to do that, to go over Cena clean. And they pulled out every move possible. Even Owens teasing the package pile driver, I thought was amazing. Yeah, even though he didn't do it, some people were mad about that. I thought it was, okay. He was showing, those fans, hey, that's the package pile driver, got him hyped up. Did a sit out powerbomb thing, or a sidewalk slam type deal. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was, exciting, and it was a nice little touch that he did to the match. But match was really good, and they had the rematch coming up at Money in the Bank. I would have waited a little. I don't know. I'm wondering where they're going with this because like who would win out of this? Maybe this is the one where Samoa Joe interferes. Maybe Sami Zayn interferes or something. But I'm wondering, man, like who's going to come out, and is it going to be a clean finish like this one? Maybe Cena goes over clean. Who knows? But once again, they had it with Brock Lesnar. Now they kind of have it with Kevin Owens. Who's going to be the man that stops Kevin Owens? And I'm really excited to see how they build up that guy to finally beat Kevin Owens. Who knows? Maybe it's John Cena. But the main event was Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a really good match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And I thought it was an exciting finish. The Ambrose spot where he won the championship, I marked out so hard. I could not believe Dean Ambrose had, actually pinned Seth Rollins and won the championship. But that was not the case. The ref had been knocked down earlier in the match, so it was a disqualification because Seth Rollins pulled him in the way. So, it is what it is. But, sorry, I keep looking in different areas because it hurts my eyes when I look at the computer too long. So, sorry if that's getting on your nerves. But it was a good match, and then Ambrose stole the title, which was kind of cool. But I'll talk a little more about this but when I get into Raw, which I'm doing right now. So, basically, Raw kicked off where Reigns is kind of Ambrose's, like, spokesman person now, and I really don't like that. I think Ambrose should speak for himself. It feels too, like, weird. I don't know, the Reigns and Ambrose, like, friendship thing seems kind of weird now. It's not just they have each other back, but it's always like, what do you think we should do? What do you think we should do? It just seems weird. Like, I really don't know why they're doing that. And Ambrose called him baby at Elimination Chamber, and I thought that was really weird. But yeah, Reigns is like his spokesperson now, and he's like, oh, Ambrose will come when he gets a championship match. So they made it official. Rollins said, I don't need the authority. I don't need stupid Kane. I don't need Triple H. I don't need J&J. You all suck. I can win it on my own. So at Money in the Bank, it's going to be Ambrose versus Rollins in a ladder match, which I think that'll be really good. I'm really excited to see how that unfolds. So I'm excited for that. But Reigns had to put up his Money in the Bank spot for the ladder match, Money in the Bank, of course, and he had to verse Bad News Barrett. Triple H was like, oh, I'm going to find somebody that you have to face, and you're not going to like it, blah, blah, blah. So he gets Bad News Barrett, or King Barrett, who lost to R-Truth the night before Elimination Chamber, who got pinned by R-Truth. So really, King Barrett is not that big of a threat when he lost to R-Freaking-Truth at Elimination Chamber. So Reigns got the 1, 2, 3. Good for him. I'm going to shift over in the Reigns segment, continue it. He versus Mark Henry after Mark Henry returned as a face, and now he's a heel already, so good for him. But Mark Henry, he won by countout. I really wasn't even watching the match. I knew Reigns was gonna win, so I didn't really care. And then the main event, he versed it's in my notes, Bray Wyatt. First Bray Wyatt, and he got the win. So I think they should have switched it. I think Henry should have been the pinfall, and Bray Wyatt should have been the countout, because I really don't think Bray Wyatt needs a loss at this point. I think he really should be getting pushed really good. But, yeah, they gave the win. Like, he was pretty clean. It really wasn't distraction or anything. He speared Bray Wyatt and got the 1, 2, 3. So that kind of sucked, but, it is what it is. Moving on, Big Show returned. That kind of sucks. No, not really, but it was how he returned. Basically, it was Ryback versus Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. And before the match got started, Big Show's music came out, and Miz was just looking at him like, what's happening? Ryback's looking like, what are you going to do? Big Show's like about to pounce on Ryback and then just knocks out Miz. And everyone was like, oh, it's a face turn. And I was like, did they really turn him face? But no, basically Big Show said if anybody's taking that title from you, it's going to be me. So why is that happening? I really don't care for Ryback versus Big Show. I think it's going to be a really boring match. Boring feud, honestly. But, maybe it'll shock us. Who knows? But I don't see that happening. Next, Owens and Cena had some promos. Owens kicked it off by basically saying, the champ is here. No, the real champ. The NXT champion, Kevin Owens. And, Cena's time's up. His time's now. And then Cena came out, and they did a little, not really promo off, because Kevin Owens didn't speak after his promo. Cena just went after it. But Cena had a really good promo. I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was really good. It felt real. And when Cena's serious sometimes, I really can't take it serious. I'm always like, oh, he's so bad at acting. But when he tries to get all fired up and stuff, it's always like this is just all kiddie and children-y and stuff and children-y. It's for like the children, and I really don't like it. But then no, I thought it was a really good promo from Cena, and he pointed out a person in the audience that had "I'm beating cancer" sign, and he just said, I'm saying never give up, and that's from me. Don't stop fighting. And I thought that was awesome, and I honestly was disgusted by some people that on Twitter and stuff. This is a lot of the times when I say people didn't like the match or people didn't like it, I'm going off Twitter just for all you to know. But basically, people on Twitter were saying, "Oh, WWE planted that kid in the crowd," or "Oh, Cena's just trying to get himself over. That's why he said that about that kid." Really, does John Cena, the 15-time world champion, need to get over at all? No, he's the face of the WWE. And seriously, the WWE planted a kid with cancer in the crowd just so they could help out Cena with his promos. No, that really pissed me off. I was so pissed off when I saw stuff like that, and that's just awful. That's really stupid. And he made that kid's dream come true. When Raw went off the air, when the cameras went, off. Yeah, of course, after Raw, no, the cameras aren't off. But when the TV show and, the only people in the arena get to see it, he brought the kid in the ring and signed his sign. I think Ryback even signed it. I saw his signature on the sign. And he gave the kid the United States Championship. It was a girl, I think. I'm sorry. Gave her the United States Championship and celebrated in the ring with her. So that was making a kid's dream come true. No, Cena does not need that to get over, or the WWE didn't plant them in the crowd. That was just complete garbage. But anyway, the promos were awesome, and I'm really pumped for Owens versus Cena. I just said earlier that I was a little hesitant on a rematch, but if they're going to be pulling out promos like that, and Cena's saying Owens isn't even a man, then it's going to get exciting. It's going to get intense. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, kudos to both men. I already talked about that. Hold on. Sorry. Moving on to NXT, because basically Reigns and Bray Wyatt were the main event, and Ambrose DDT'd Rollins, and good for him. And Money in the Bank ladder match, so that's cool. NXT, Regal had a big announcement. There's going to be a special event from Japan on July 4th. And American Independence, let's do it from Japan, because why not? But there's going to be a special event. I'm guessing a pay-per-view type event, a network pay-per-view thing. Jericho's versus Neville. Apparently Brock Lesnar's versus Kofi Kingston, because why not? And Cena and someone else I think is teaming up to versus Barrett and another partner in a tag match. Paige, Nikki, and Naomi I think are doing a three-way again for the title. Cesaro and Kidd, if Tyson Kidd's still injury isn't acting up, they'll versus New Day. Los Matadores will versus Lucha Dragon. I always make that mistake, Lucha Underground. But the big match, the NXT the Regal said that he wanted an NXT feel to it. So Balor will be getting his championship shot, the one where he won the #1 contendership against Breeze at the last NXT TakeOver. So it'll be Kevin Owens defending his championship against Finn Balor in Japan. I really can't wait for that. I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be, crazy seeing the Demon. I'm sure he'll have the face paint. I don't see why not. But yeah, I tweeted about it. Nothing says America like a Canadian versus an Irishman in Japan. So that's going to be crazy. I'm excited for it, though. And yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I'm excited for a Japan event. That should be really cool. I really am actually pretty excited for that. But NXT, the actual show, Finn Balor versus Rhino in the main event. Nothing really worth talking about that happened earlier on in the show, but it was a good match. I mean, I'm really excited Rhino is in NXT. Every time he has a match, I'm always like, I hope that's not the last time we see him, because I really enjoy Rhino and seeing him in NXT putting people over. But basically, he put someone over. Finn Balor went for the coup de grace, I don't know. And he not missed it, but Rhino rolled out of the way, went for the gore. Finn Balor escaped it, and Rhino ran into the corner, and Finn Balor rolled him up, got the 1, 2, 3. So I was a little, I don't know, I was confused by the finish. I felt like he'd be put over, and he'd hit the coup de grace and win. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm going to act like I did. And I thought the double foot stomp would get the win, but no, he got a roll-up. So maybe this isn't the end of Rhino, and maybe they didn't want him just to get pinned right off the bat. But it wasn't the end of Rhino and his, intensity against Finn Balor, because Finn Balor went to the ramp. Rhino had already left, so he's on the ramp, doing his Finn Balor pose. And sure enough, Rhino comes back and just gores him on the ramp. It looked brutal. Like, it looked really good. Like, Finn Balor flew, and just slid across the ramp. So it was really cool. And so, yeah, I'm guessing Rhino is not done with Finn Balor by a long shot. So, moving on to Lucha Underground. Again, not really going to talk about Ring of Honor. The main event was the Briscoes versus the House of Truth. Jay Lethal was not in the match, but it was Diesel, I think his name is. Jay Diesel, I want to say. That might be wrong. I don't know. And then Donovan something. But, the House of Truth, henchmen guys. And Briscoes got the win. And Donovan, I forget his last name, he attacked Mark Briscoe after the match, which led to Jay Briscoe diving out of the ring, taking him out, getting back in the ring, and hitting Jay Lethal with the Jay Driller. So I was really surprised Jay Briscoe got the upper hand on Lethal. I thought Lethal for sure would get the upper hand on him leading into this isn't leading into Best in the World yet, but I thought Lethal for sure would get the upper hand, but he didn't. So Jay Briscoe is once again on top, getting that Jay Driller, and he's the world champ, so he's versing Lethal for both belts. Lethal's putting up his television title. Briscoe's, of course, putting up the world title. So that match I cannot wait for. So freaking hyped. So freaking pumped. But moving on to Lucha Underground. First match, Jack Evans versus Argenis for an Ancient Medallion. It's one of 7 Ancient Medallions, which even Matt Stryker said we really don't know what the Ancient Medallions do. I swear Phoenix won one, but I don't know what he did with it. I guess Katrina got it and brought Mil Muertes back to life with it, but I'm totally lost. I totally forgot what happened to that. But Jack Evans won. It was a really good match. Jack Evans plays the heel role so good, I think. And he won, so he's got an Ancient Medallion. We have no idea what it does, but it's exciting stuff. It's probably from the Avengers. A Trios Championship match. Son of Havoc and Helico and Eva Elise were defending their titles against Cage, Big Rick, Ezekiel Jackson, and Davari, I think is how you pronounce it. He was in TNA, and he's like Alberto Del Rio, basically. He's this rich, guy that thinks he's better than everyone, I guess. But basically, the dysfunctional tag team champs, Son of Havoc, Eva Elise, and Helico, were dysfunctional the entire time. They were tagging each other out of the matches, getting pissed off. But just the reason why I love this team so much, they hate each other, but they get the job done. And they won the match, retained their titles, and Eva Elise is only on one good leg because I think she broke her foot maybe, broke her leg or something, but she has a cast on it. She has crutches all the time, so she really can't do anything. So it's basically 2-on-3 every time, but they won. So hats off to them. That's awesome. I love them as a team. It's going to be sad when they get the titles taken off them, but can't wait. So, or can't wait for the future of Lucha Underground, honestly. Sexy Star versus Pentagon Jr. in a submission match. Hold on, let me get a drink first before I talk about it. It was an alright main event. It was pretty good. Usually Lucha Underground main events are a lot better, but it was a fun match, and I really like this storyline. It's been a long storyline. I think it's been since the show's inception, I want to say. Maybe, probably not, but it's been a long feud. So Pentagon Jr. has that arm breaker. They don't even call it a submission move. It's legit just breaking someone's arm. So he had that. Sexy Star didn't really have a submission, but she was going for a lot of leg moves and stuff like that, leg locks and stuff. And but basically during the match, I think Sexy Star had Pentagon Jr. about to tap out. It looked like she probably was gonna make him tap out. Superfly came out. This is the same Superfly that Sexy Star beat in a match that the owner of Lucha Underground, Dario Cueto, forced them to do mask versus mask. So she did not want to do it, but she had to, of course, do it because she didn't want to lose her match. So she beats Superfly, he unmasks, and he leaves Lucha Underground. Well, he's back, and he didn't have his mask on. He was just, just got his face, and he screws screws Sexy Star, attacks her, and Pentagon Jr. ends up putting her in a submission move in a surfboard. So I was wondering why Pentagon Jr. didn't put her in the arm breaker and like get revenge on her. But of course, I'm guessing the storyline's gonna have to go on so she can't break her arm and leave. So he got her in like a surfboard submission. She tapped out or like screamed. She didn't even tap out. But yeah, I guess I'm excited for Superfly versus Sexy Star. Hopefully, it really hypes up and is good, I guess. But I'd rather have like I don't know. I'd rather have like Prince Puma more in the main event, I guess, since he is the champ, and Son of Havoc. I think Son of Havoc is so freaking over in the crowd. But this whole show really was over Chavo Guerrero and that one chick. I don't want to be racist, but the Asian girl, I legit have no idea what her name is. But she's the one that wants to kill Dario Cueto's brother, the big monster thing that we haven't seen yet. She teamed up with Chavo Guerrero. Chavo Guerrero agreed to protect her, and then he went to Dario Cueto behind her back and was like, "Bro, I got her. I mean, I'm a Guerrero. I lie, I cheat, I steal. Give me money, or give me." He said, "Give me something in Mexico, protection or something." I forget, but basically, Dario Cueto was like, "Okay, cool, bring her to me." So during the they were in the locker room or something, and the girl was getting like attacked by the crew and Mr. Cisco and I forget the other one, but she was like kicking the crap out of them, just taking them down. And Chavo Guerrero comes up behind her with like a Singapore cane and hits her, knocks her out, and then brings her to Dario Cueto handcuffed. And he says, "From now on, you'll be sitting across my brother." So he's gonna handcuff her to the cage where it keeps her big brother thing. Cool. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, Lucha Underground. You're getting crazy, man. You're getting freaking intense. But moving on, TNA. I'm going to start to speed things up. I don't want to go too long. But the Pope was commentating with Josh Matthews, and I really thought he did a really good job. Like, it felt like he was natural at it, confident, and seemed like he knew like exactly what was going on in all the storylines. Which is kind of saying something, because really when the Pope started, or when I started watching TNA, the Pope was still like a wrestler in TNA, and I freaking hate his character. I don't know why, but I never liked the character, and I could just never get behind it. But yeah, he did a really good job, and he's commentating next week. Josh Matthews said on Twitter, so that's cool. I'm glad. Dude, TNA, hook me up. I want to freaking commentate with Josh Matthews. EC3 kicked off the show in celebration with a barbershop quartet. Because he's #1 in the rankings. Angle basically comes out and makes fun of EC3. EC3 leaves, says, "I'm #1 contender. You suck." And Angle slams one of the barbershop quartet guys and pops a bunch of balloons when he does it. And yeah, cool. I don't know. Good for you. Moving on, Lashley versus EY in a match. I don't know. Just YOLO. And EY went for a power driver on Lashley, and Chris Melendez came out, and he just kind of stared him. EY was kind of distracted, and Lashley capitalized it, got the spear, got the 1, 2, 3, and Melendez came out to like fight EY. EY ran away, and Lashley held him back. I don't get why he ripped off your prosthetic leg. Like, Lashley, get a grip. Let him fight EY. That seems kind of rude to do. I feel like there should be consequences for ripping off a guy's fake leg. But I'm looking forward to Chris Melendez versus EY, a feud. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be interested in it. I think Chris Melendez needs to have a good feud like this, and EY is a perfect guy to feud with, I think. So that should be interesting. I don't know where Lashley goes from here, though. Brooke versus Jade, and then Brooke got the win. Man, it's kind of making the Dollhouse, other than Taryn Terrell, seem kind of useless. Just seems like they're like the J&J security. They freaking suck, but they are just there because their loyalty, I guess. But Brooke defeated Jade, and then backstage, her and Rebel were like celebrating and saying, "Drinks tonight, girl," and girl power. And then the Jade and Mia or Marty Bell came out and just attacked Rebel when Brooke had left. So they beat the crap out of her and then put the sucker pop bomb thing in her face, or in her mouth. So yeah, I don't know, but it just feels like the Marty Bell and Jade are gonna lose while Taryn just wins. It just feels like Tyrus with EC3. Tyrus is beyond worthless. Moving on, the Rising, it beat the Beatdown Clan. That's all I got. Like, in all honesty, I'm getting tired of Beatdown Clan. I don't know. And the Rising, I don't really care for. I like Drew McIntyre a lot, but I just think this feud was just really bland and just simple. Like, it's just them fighting with each other, and I don't know. It didn't really seem to go anywhere. It didn't have a big payoff. Like, this seems like the ending to the feud, and it was like middle of the show. Not even. I don't even think it was the ending of the first hour. So, Rockstar Spud, he has the Ultimate X thing, the option C. That's what it was. And he has the X Division Championship, so he gets to, decide, does he want a World Championship match next week with Kurt Angle. EC3 came out and said, you don't want to do that because EC3 is #1, so he wants to be first in line. Like, who cares? Like, let Rockstar Spud lose to Kurt Angle because we all know that's going to happen, and then just fight Kurt Angle later. Like, I didn't get how the whole show was EC3 crying about him. He's first, so he should get the next shot. It's like, bro, Spud's going to lose, then you're just going to get your title shot. And I don't know. That just didn't seem that interesting of a storyline, but Spud decided, screw you, EC3. You're not the boss of me anymore. You suck. You can stick your #1 contendership up your arse because I'm cashing in. So Spud cashes in. Next week he's going to verse Angle, but that wouldn't be the end of it. I'll talk about that later. But Angle and Rockstar Spud versus Tyrus and EC3 was made as the main event. So cool. Next, James Storm killed Mickie James. So, like, just got a text. Just got a Lucha Underground is killing people now. Now TNA is killing people. Basically, Mickie James and James Storm were talking, and James Storm was like, oh, you're so cool, love you, blah, blah, blah. Not really. But he was just, saying, oh, you're great, I love spending time with you, blah, blah, blah. Gosh dang it, people. And then James Storm is like saying, you should join me. Join the the Revolution. Join the Revolution and be by my side, not Magnus. And she was like, no, I'm not doing that. You're weird. You're creepy. You're a psycho. No, she didn't say that, but she was like, you're kind of a psycho. I'm not going to hang out with you. So he was like, okay, I apologize. That was rude of me, blah, blah, blah. I'm a great guy. I'm James Storm. Have a beer with me. So they leave. And then it's like a camera from a train station as they're walking. And they stop and they're like, oh, I hear a train. And like the tracks are nearby. And he's like, is that your phone? And she looks down and she's like, no, that's not my phone. James, it's your phone. He just pushes her and she falls in like the black darkness of the tracks, I guess. And a lot of people in the comment section were like, he killed her and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure she just fell on the tracks and she's going to come back with like a sprained wrist or something. But yeah, James Storm apparently killed her. So a train ran her over. So that's creepy. This is weird. But moving on, the Wolves versus the Dirty Heels. If the Dirty Heels lost, the Wolves are a tag team championship. They win 3-0 in the best of 5 series. But Austin Aries talked to Bobby Roode and said, we have to be the real Dirty Heels. We can't just be 2 partners. We got to be the Dirty Heels. So Aries throws in a chair and distracts the ref. Roode thinks about it, low blows Eddie, and then just pins him right there. So 1, 2, 3, and they get the heel tactic, and Roode seemed pretty happy with that. So cool. It was a good match. I still think their second one was the best, but hopefully the final one, I'm sure this is gonna go to the best of 5. It's not just gonna have the Wolves win. Best of 5. I'm thinking their final match will be really, really good. Angelina and Madison Rayne came out and said she's the best knockout there is, and it's how can the Velvet Sky get all this TV time when she's fired? And then she's like, I bet if I say Velvet Sky enough, she'll come out. So sure enough, Velvet Sky comes out, spears her, hits her with a stunner. No, seriously, that happened. She speared her and then picked her up and hit her with a stunner. And Angelina came out. Angelina Love said, security escort her out her. Security escort her out her. She slapped her, hit her, blah, blah, blah. I don't think she slapped her. I think that was last week. But they escort her out of the building, and she's laughing at her, saying, you suck. You're just a fan. Get out. You're fired, blah, blah, blah. And then security come after Angelina, and she's like, guys, I'm okay. You don't have to guard me anymore. And they're like, no, you hit a fan because she's fired. Velvet Sky's a fan. You hit a fan, so we're going to have to, escort you out. So she's like, and they escort her out. So I guess Velvet Sky versus Angelina Love's going to happen. That'll be cool, I guess. I don't really care about the storyline either. Angle and Spud, they beat EC3 and Tyrus because, once again, Tyrus is absolutely worthless if it's a singles match with him or if it's a tag match. if EC3 is in the match and it's a singles match, Tyrus always ends up helping EC3. But Tyrus absolutely worthless. I'm pretty sure J&J Security are better than freaking Tyrus. He is beyond awful. The top 5. Oh yeah, sorry. At the end of the show, Austin Aries came out and said, Spud and Angle's happening next week. But guess what? I'm cashing in my world championship. So yeah, he's cashing in his title shot because Austin Aries could literally get a title shot whenever. I bet he could snap a senior and they'd give him a title shot. But Austin Aries, so basically, I'm guessing the start of the show, it's going to be Angle versus Spud. Whoever wins that in the main event will face Austin Aries. So basically what I'm getting at, Angle versus Aries is happening next week. Don't see Spud winning it at all. And Angle versus Aries should be good, though. And they're starting the X Division tournament for the X Division Championship. I'm sick of that title being vacated every 2 seconds, but what are you going to do? My top 5, my list of, this is in my opinion, the top 5 guys of the week. Number 5 with tag teams, I kind of put them as a 1. So number 5, the Trios champions, Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Angelico because they defended the titles. Number 4 went with the Briscoes because they won they won the main event on the first ever Destination America show. So hats off to them, good job. And Jay Briscoe hit a Jay Driller on Jay Lethal to end the show. So that's awesome. That's great momentum leading into his match. And number 3, Ryback won the Intercontinental Championship. Number 2, Roman Reigns because he beat 3 guys in one night. So he looked pretty strong. Number 1, Kevin Owens because he beat John Cena clean. Now, I feel like it should have been number 5, Kevin Owens, number 4, Kevin Owens, number 3, Kevin Owens, number 2, Kevin Owens, number 1, Kevin Owens because he beat John Cena clean. Hats off to the guy. That was awesome. Match of the week, John Cena versus Kevin Owens because it really was an awesome match. Kick out segment, talking about all the positives in wrestling because there's so much negativity. You got to talk about the positives. 1, Ring of Honor is on Destination America. That's awesome. I'm really happy for the company. I think they're doing great. Ow, I think I just broke my toe. Not really. But that's awesome. I'm so happy for Ring of Honor. That's really great stuff. Kevin Owens and John Cena are having a really good feud. I mean, a year ago, would you have ever thought I would have said John Cena and Kevin Owens are having a great feud? That's mind-blowing. I'm so happy for Kevin Owens. Great for him. TNA, I'm not really liking it at the moment. Sorry. I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's being really good. It's better than WWE. And I get that. But I don't know. I'm just not getting into the storylines. But Slammiversary is coming up, so I'm really excited about that. And you don't need to call it the Wednesday Night Wars. I do just to hype it up and just to make it funny. But basically, a lot of people were taking it serious, like it's really ROH versus TNA, and that's great that they're both on the same channel now, and it's probably gonna make their product better because they want to be better. But it's just 2 shows on the same channel. That's awesome for wrestling fans. We're the winners. We don't have to make it ROH versus TNA or TNA did better in the ratings. ROH did better in the ratings. I really feel like we don't need to make that happen, but, you can have your opinion. You can say whatever you want. So, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WRocks, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. I stuttered and messed up a lot of my speech during that, so sorry about that, but hopefully it was, easy to follow what I was saying. I don't know. I was just freaking confusing my words and stuff, so very sorry about that, but thank you for the viewer that stayed on and watched. I really do appreciate it. And trying to think if there's anything else. Money in the Bank is next week. That should go in the kick-out segment. Money in the Bank is next week, so another pay-per-view. But it is Money in the Bank. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of WWE. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave me any tips or advice down below if you want to. And, be brutally honest. That's fine. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a nice day.